beautiful beaters, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and I'm here today with a bounty from dollarbeadbox.com. So as you guys know, they do have a monthly subscription that I used to share every single month, but I took a break from that to also be able to bring you some closer looks at some of the things that they have on their site. Because not only are they a monthly subscription with their dollar bead box and bag, but they also have an awesome site where if you are a subscriber or an annual member, you can buy a bunch of different things for just $1 a piece, in addition to some other bulk buys. So I have a whole box of things here to share with you guys that they have sent me, a nice variety to show you all the different things that are available. So maybe think of this as a dollar bead box opening times 3. I do have a coupon code to share. It is ORCHID2. And that will save you $2 off your first purchase, whether that's a membership or a subscription purchase or just general shopping on their site. So I've had this box sitting around for about a week now until I could get this video made, and I am so excited to open it up with you guys. Let's do it. Look at that. Lots of good stuff in here. And this is going to be a lot to go through, so you might want to grab a cup of coffee or tea and settle in. Oh my goodness, these colors are so beautiful. Well, let's crack on into this and get started. All right, so let's get started with some Swarovski. They do have a selection of some bicones and a few other things from Swarovski. So I received 4 bags of these 6mm bicones. Let me take some of these out so we can get a closer look at them. They're absolutely beautiful, I can already tell. And here is a closer look at these. They are called Cyclamen Opal. There's 6 pieces in each bag, and of course they're $1 a bag. I'm not going to quote the prices on each of these things because they are $1 each unless I say otherwise. That's the nice thing about dollarbeadbox.com. And you may notice about these, they're a little bit different. They're a beautiful milky purple luminous color, but instead of the hole running through the center of the bead, you can see that it actually has a top drilled hole. So something different and interesting there. The next item I have, I was actually looking for it in a bag, but it is on a strand. These are 25 pieces, and excuse me, look at this sparkle. Holy cow. These are called Sand Opal AB 2 times. And the price on this was $5.25, of course, because there's 25 pieces of these on one strand, which is actually a really good price. This sparkle is incredible. If I move it around under the light, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So reflective, all different colors coming off of this. And just the beautiful, precise faceting that we expect from Swarovski. So really neat that they also carry some of these types of items to pick up at some great prices. These next 2 items are actually Chinese crystal. They are 2 shell shapes, and I wanted to kind of just take a look at these. I know Chinese crystal can be kind of hit or miss. Some of them have actually been impressing me more and more lately. Here's a look at the first one. These are 18mm, and the color on this is Crystal AB. So it's pretty much clear, as you can see, with a beautiful AB finish. And the quality actually seems pretty decent on it for sure. That would make a beautiful pendant or focal. I have another idea in mind for this, and if I get to that, I will definitely be sharing it in a finished jewelry update, so we'll see. So that is the first one I picked up. And then here is the next one. They had a few different colors. And this is the more purple tone. This is called Ultraviolet AB. And there's a closer look at that, the beautiful AB finish, and then just the slightest hint of purple to that glass that you get when you turn it in some different directions. So that's an example of some of the crystal that they carry. Now let's get into a couple of their cord items. So this item is something I have received before, shared before. They have a variety of these Chinese silk cords, and it's 2 feet for $1. They've got different colors. I absolutely love these so much, especially for like when the weather warms up, spring and summer. adding a beaded pendant to something that is a little bit more casual like this kind of tones it down a little bit. If you want to dress down something that might otherwise look very, very fancy, you can knot beads onto this. I mean, there's so many things you can do, but I just love this texture and the saturated purple color. And it's so soft, it just feels nice when you're wearing it around your neck. You can just slip something onto this cord and pretty much tie it into a bow around the back of your neck, and there you go. And here's the bag containing the next item I'd like to share. This is 1 yard of 10mm woven flat cotton cord, and this is something I've been eyeing for a while. Oh my goodness, and they actually put 2 strands in here in 2 different colorways. So this actually contains 1 yard of the multi-stripes variety, which is this one right here, and 1 yard of the peach and berry stripes, which is this one. How gorgeous are these? Like, I don't know, I don't have a plan in place for what I'm gonna do yet, but I know that these have a lot of potential. There's different colors available on their site. I know I'd gotten a black and cream or black and white variety before that I shared, and I hadn't used it yet, but I look forward to doing so. I love the strips of metallic gold that you can see in these cords and all the beautiful different stripes of color. They're also very soft yet sturdy. And something I was initially thinking was you could even sew directly onto these. They have some kind of an interface inside which gives them an added strength. Not to mention, I think these could be beautiful in some kind of a wrap bracelet too. Just one of those items that has me thinking. I'm really inspired by all these bright colors. All right, I'm gonna share some of these larger beads with you. So here's a bag containing 2, which I believe we've gotten these in the past many moons ago in a $1 bead box. This is an example of some other types of things that they carry. They have a selection of ceramic beads. And what I have here in my hand are 2 28 to 30mm porcelain ovals. I have the dusty pink, and I have the blue. It's kind of like a medium denim blue and this light blush pink. You can see all the crackle that they have inside, giving them a look of texture. They are very smooth and would make an excellent focal. Again, you could get as fancy or as simple as you wanted with something like this, especially due to their size. I just love both of those colors. So you can see already, if you're not familiar with $1 Bead Box, they have quite the variety on their site, and it is a great benefit to their subscription to be able to pick up a variety of different things at just $1 a piece for the most part. If nothing else, just perusing their site and seeing the different things they have to offer. And this is also kind of an example of a larger version of their subscription box where you get a sampling of all different things because they do carry all different things on their site. And for those of you asking, I will be coming back with the $1 bead subscription, and we'll share that periodically. Here in my hand, you can see I have 5 little tubes of Super Duo beads. These are actual Super Duos in 5 different colors. This is a random assortment. So they also have other sections on their site where you can get assortments of some different glass beads in particular. You don't pick out the colors of these 5 particular tubes. You get a surprise of 5 different colors. This is just an example of what you could receive if you pick those up. And I really like this variety. Coincidentally, I actually was looking for some plain black Super Duos in my stash to use in a new pattern that I was working on yesterday. And believe it or not, I don't have any plain black Super Duos. I've got black and white duets, but no black Super Duos. So I'm especially excited to see those pop up. Also, this beautiful rosy pink with the gold luster on it. This light, very translucent sage green color. What I believe is a topaz color glass with a metallic finish, possibly a California gold, or yeah, it looks like California gold, doesn't quite look like copper. And this translucent tone of like a yellowish green with also a luster or a specialty finish on it. Definitely a fun and great deal for $5 to get a sampling of 5 different tubes, 5 different colors to play around with. I need a coffee break, guys. I still have a lot to go through. I gotta coat my voice here. All right, so next up, let's take a look at some of these specialty like table cut glass baggies I have over here. This is something that I have also gotten before a long time ago in a special purchase, if not in one of their boxes. But this, for just $1, you can get 6 of these absolutely stunning table cut beads. Aren't these gorgeous? You can see the different stripes of color. You've got some bright blue, some deeper green, and a rosy pink. All a little bit different how they're striped in those beads, and then you can see how they are flat and shiny on either side and more frosted on the edges. So table cut, I love table cut Czech glass beads. I'm just really drawn to them. Another oldie but goodie, something I've gotten before and used in a tutorial also, the glass owl bracelet actually. I picked up 2 of these. These are the turquoise 10 by 10 Czech table cut glass beads. You can see the square shape. And these are $1 per bag of 3, of course. So here's a look at these table cut beads up close. You can see the turquoise color on the flat face, and then on the sides is that pretty green travertine, also with the interesting kind of starburst detail in the center and how the wash kind of falls into place and is framed by the turquoise. So I picked up 2 bags of those, so I would have a total of 6. Just felt like a more even number to be able to work with. Next, I have another bag containing 2 table cut beads. These are the 9 by 14 side angled oval lime opal with travertine. That's a mouthful. 2 pieces of those in the bag. And there is a look at one of them. It's kind of hard to tell, but these do let just a little bit of light through. These are just the lightest milky lime green color in the center, and you can see how that table cut is just slightly off center, like it said. Here is a look at the side where you get that beautiful travertine finish, which I always say makes the beads look a little bit more stone-like, and then the holes just running up and down the length of the bead. Next, we have this whole strand, and I think this is such a great deal. This is 23 pieces of 8 by 10 millimeter Czech glass table cut oval beads in ocean blue, 23 for $1. First of all, the color is stunning. The shape is really different. You have the beautiful table cut, flat faces, frosted sides. Color reminds me a little bit of some tones of sea glass I've seen, and the beads are oval, but the actual portion in the center is more of a pinched diamond-like shape. These are gorgeous. I actually wish I picked up a couple of strands of this one. Here's the next bag containing 2 of these sweet pink flowers. And here they are up close. These are called 14 millimeter glass flowers, pink with copper wash. Look at all the beautiful detail and the metallic copper that really brings those out. I think I might have to turn these into a pair of earrings. They are so fun. The hole's just running through there somewhere. There it is, running directly through the bead. Just love these pressed glass shapes. So pretty. And then this next bag contains 2 more pieces. These are the 12 by 18 millimeter Czech glass table cut drops in light Montana blue with beige opal. So more table cut, as you can see. This time the background glass is in that transparent deep grayish blue, and then we have that interesting wave of beige opal glass inside. Frosty on the sides, smoother and shinier on the front, and in this drop shape with the hole going up and down the center. Next up, a whole strand of table cut rectangles in the cyan travertine. These are an 8 by 12 millimeter size. Those are so beautiful. Look how they let the light through that fire engine red glass, the travertine finish on the sides. A lot of things all in one that I like. Here we have just a couple more table cut beads. These are the 13 millimeter table cut sunflowers in the teal opal with travertine. And there I go with the table cut and travertine again. I mean, I like what I like. Like the color on that side better. You can see the teal color letting some light pass through, but then that travertine on the edges, so cool. 2 of these specialty beads, and there you can see where the hole runs. And these are all gonna be a little bit different too, depending on where the finish lands, and I think that makes these even more unique. Gotten these before too in a dollar bead box, I'm sure. So some of these things I knew off the bat I wanted some repeats of because I could remember getting them before. Then next I have two of these specialty strands. These are the flat teardrop shape, and I have the color Vitriol right here, which has more of the pink and yellow lime green tones. And then the medium Vitriol right here, which is a little bit more of the bluish purple look to the front of the glass. And then they all have that textured silver backing, which is reflected on the front side there in all these different colors. Flat teardrops are another shape that I'm drawn to. I just find the size and the flat nature of them to be pretty easy and fun to work with. And these are certainly a very unique color combination. I also picked up two of these strands of 5x16mm Czech Glass dagger beads. The color of these is called Pearlized Rose Matte Finish, and there's 25 pieces per strand. This is one of those colors, if I do decide to make a statement piece like a flower or something like that with the Czech Glass daggers, this is a color that I would automatically reach for. Such a beautiful shade of pink and definitely look like flower petals just in my hand to me without even doing anything with them. Another specialty shape they have too are the Czech Glass rondelles. So this is a strand here of the 4x6mm in the matte brick red and clear marble mixed tone with 25 pieces on this strand. So these are a little bit smaller on the scale of size, and you can see that matte frosty finish, all those fiery swirls of orangey red and the different tones that are found mixed with the clear and that more oval shape. And then this strand, oh my goodness, simply beautiful combination. I've gotten this one before in a purple and cream tone or a pinkish purple, mauvey kind of a mix, but this one's really speaking to me. This is the 6x9mm Czech Glass gem cut rondelle strand. Sapphire with alabaster white is the color. It's 25 pieces that you get on this strand. And again, look at all those swirls of the white and the blue, which end up giving the beads a mixture of tones of that rich deep blue color. You can see these are a bit more chunky. And they also have a slight little faceted look on the side. Next, let's look at some peacock finish, another finish that I'm drawn to when it comes to Czech Glass, just because they're all a little bit unique. This is the 18x18mm tabular square in the peacock finish. And you can see the background of this is clear, and you have those fun metallic squares that make this really interesting geometric type pattern on the bead. And the metallic, you get tones of gold that kind of go into a greenish blue. And another one of those items that could just make a really cool pendant and make a statement all on their own. And along those lines, I also picked up three of these. These are the 28mm big boys. These are the tabular circles with the peacock finish, and they come in all different assorted colors. So it's kind of a surprise when you order these, which pattern, color that you are gonna get. So I picked out three just to see what random assortment I would get. And I got three very different statement pieces here. You can see this fun blue one, that milky kind of opal blue with the silver stars, and the holes are running right through the center of these disc shapes, by the way. So that is super fun. I also received this one here, and it's hard to tell if the blue is kind of a dusted coating on the top of the bead. It's also got a lustery, if you could see as I move it slightly, that coppery metallic, that's the luster finish. It's got that over the color, and then you can see the kind of a grid pattern, the squares in there with the frosty white inside. Super unique, just different, and a lot of fun to see what kind of surprise I ended up with there. And then here is the third one, which is in this deep purple plum shade and kind of a charcoal etched polka dot pattern on this one. The purple too in the background is kind of metallic. Really fun pieces. Before we get into some more of the beads and strands and things, I do have some findings and some buttons we can take a look at. First up, I have these antique copper 25 by 30 millimeter filigree chandelier components. So these are connectors, lots of open space, lots of places to connect beads or do other things with these types of components. Make some gorgeous earrings. Love the openness of that. Here is a look at the back. They are not double-sided. Beautiful design. And then here's a sweet little pendant, also in a copper finish. This is a 22 millimeter pewter antique copper flower pendant. You can see the detail in there definitely looks antique. Some of the spots are darker on the metal than others. And there's a look at the back and where that hole is. Very cute piece. And then you can see some of it is actually cut out a little bit. Here are two other little flower pendants. These are a 13 millimeter size in an antique silver color. You can see the straight design on the petals. And there's a look at the back. That's where you can connect that to your piece. So just another example of some of the different types of things that they carry. And in addition to this flower pendant, I also picked up a much larger one. I thought this one was beautiful and unique. This is a 30 millimeter pewter flower pendant. And just look at all the details in there. I love the shapes of the petals. Lots of texture and also dimension. It's not a flat pendant, so you get a sense of movement in there. And then here is where you can connect that on the back to your piece. Next, I did see they had some different connectors, which I really wanted to share because I recently did a couple of videos sharing some brick stitch around metal components like this. This just happens to be an oval variety. You get 5 pieces for $1, and it's a decently thick oval ring with no opening. Sometimes it can be a challenge to find these types of components, so it was great to be able to stumble on some of these at dollarbeadbox.com. And in addition to the ovals, they also had some rounds, which are right here, actually very similar to what I used in the brick stitch tutorial. These are the 12 millimeter round size in the antique silver. Again, 5 pieces for $1. And then the ovals were a 9 by 14 millimeter. I also picked up 2 of these bezels. There's one with the gold plated finish, and then there's one with the silver plated finish. These are great for a variety of things, including resin, which is something I haven't really gotten into yet, but I find very cool. And you can also use these in beading, of course, too. Here are 2 other connectors. These are in the brushed brass, 16 by 22 millimeter, and 2 pieces in the bag. There is a look at the back and the front. So the front's got just a little bit more texture to it, and they have just a slight curved shape. Very classic type of component in a bit of a more toned down gold color. They also have a selection of different clasps and all types of other different bindings, really. Here is a 13 by 21 millimeter silver plated brass 3-strand clasp. Quite shiny there, has some textural detail on the front of that. Then of course you just press that little lever there and then pop out your clasp just like that. Speaking of which, they have a variety of different decorative buttons too. First of all, these tiny little 8 millimeter pewter flower buttons. There's 2 pieces. These guys are really small. And you can see the little hole back there. That could make for a teeny tiny little clasp if you wanted to. And I have some larger buttons over here to share too. I have this bag containing 4 pieces of abalone shell buttons. These are a 15 millimeter round shape. And these are some very thin, delicate slices of shell. You can see the different faces here of a genuine shell. And then the backs are just a little bit rougher, kind of like that. These could make for some delicate and natural looking clasps. And then they have a variety of Czech Glass buttons, which are gorgeous. It was hard to decide which ones I wanted to pick out. But I settled on this gorgeous 18 millimeter hand painted Czech Glass sunflower button. It's fuchsia with gold, green, and matte black, and it is absolutely stunning. And then this more metallic button, very vibrant, which is called 14 millimeter vintage Czech Glass button, green iris. See a lot of the green and a lot of blue. Those electric tones coming out, just jumping off the background. Really different, both of these. And there's a look at the back. Again, these would make some very stunning and very unique clasps. All right, getting back to the remainder of the beads, I did pick up some pinch beads. I love this variety. Look at all the different colors going on in these, from yellow to red, orange, and clear, and all the ways that these colors land inside make them look so interesting. I recently shared a pinch bead rope necklace, and I think these would be absolutely stunning used in that design as a necklace. And this is just one example of the color options that they have when it comes to the pinch beads. And I also picked up this one because it was such an awesome deal. This is a double strand of matte aqua, and these are the 3x5mm size, by the way. And for this, you get 100 pieces for $1. Beautiful bluish green, frosty, beachy tone. Something else I've shared before in the actual subscription box, but also have picked up on my own, are some of their Czech Glass pearls. I find the coatings on these to be just wonderful. They're glossy, they're thick coatings, very opaque and interesting colors. This is the color Mystic Purple, and it's the gamut of the different sizes. So 2mm, 3mm, 4mm, and 6mm in the Mystic Purple. And pearls are one of those things I find that can be kind of hit or miss quality-wise, but I just really like the coating and the feel of these when we're talking about glass pearls, not actual pearls, of course. And then I picked up the different range of sizes in the navy blue, 20 pieces on the 6mm strand, and then 40 to 42 pieces on the smaller strands. And this is one of those colors I find is a little bit more rare in terms of Czech Glass, to get these deeper, solid navy blues. And just like the purple, you have that thick and glossy coating. And then I picked them up in the peach. I do know they have some other colors of the pearls. This has a luster on them. You can see the light metallic kind of shine that these give off. And we had gotten these a lot in the dollar bead boxes. So I knew I liked the color and the finish. It's a really pretty shade of peach that I feel like is another one of those colors you just don't see quite as often. Next, I feel like we know Dollar Bead Box quite well for their selection of fire polish beads. And they have quite a selection. This is just a small sample of what they have. These are the crystal color. I picked up 2 strands of these. Also a strand of 3mm jet black. Can always use some more basic jet black. And then here are 2 strands of the 3mm in the crystal purple luster variety. Aren't these beautiful? They are so sparkly with the pinkish purple tone and then that bit of light metallic dusting over the top. Then I will show you these all together. These are 2 strands of 3mm and 1 strand of 4mm in the color Navy Nebulous Luster. These nebulous luster colors we've gotten in the subscription box before. They are all beautiful. There's all different color tones and they are stunning. You can see the golden sort of wash that is over this vibrant blue. Just love this combination and wanted to pick up some more of those. Also a strand of 4mm matte cobalt blue. I was looking through my colors of fire polish and couldn't believe I didn't have any of this cobalt blue tone. I have a lot of turquoise and teal, but I didn't have any in this color, so I picked that up. And this very bright, fun and summery lime or chartreuse color. There's 2 strands of these, just that opaque green apple sort of a color, vibrant and fun. Speaking of vibrant and fun, this bright sunny yellow just jumping off my hand. There's 2 strands of 3mm and these are just called opaque yellow. I had also gotten this variety before and I knew I loved them. These are the pearlized white in the 3mm. I just think that finish is so unique and they really do look like pearls, which is so elegant. And if I'm gonna go with a white, this is definitely one that I'm drawn to. Then here's another 4mm strand of what they're calling deep rose luster. You can see that combination of pink and clear, and that luster is kind of silvery over the top and coated on those beads, making them even more sparkly. And here's the dark raspberry copper, absolutely stunning, berry pink and clear, and then you get a copper wash over the top of this one. So beautiful. And then the very last strand that I have to share, yes, we made it to the end of the strands, is this one right here. And I love it. It reminds me of delicious, ripe, juicy strawberries. I think we're in strawberry season right now, May to early June, near where I live, and we have a strawberry patch that I typically go to every year when we're not under this craziness. But doesn't that look like a juicy red strawberry color? Gorgeous washes of red that are in different saturations across the beads, and even some of these really dark tones too. So I thought that was a really unique strand and a lot cooler looking in person than on the computer, which is the case a lot of the time. And we have made it to the end. I have two last things to share with you guys and just enough space here. You know that I've been sharing those 1 pound Czech Glass mixes a whole bunch, and recently shared the large 1 pound unicorn mix. And as I was reminded on the live, they also have the $4 50 gram Czech Glass mixes in similar color options with Japanese seed beads. And I hadn't shared those before, received those before, so I really wasn't sure quite what was in them besides what was in the description on the computer. And look, what a great mix. So $4. And as you've seen me sort the 1 pound mixes, you know that it's amazing actually what's inside these mixes. You do get a bunch of little tiny seed beads, so keep that in mind. But you could have a few little projects in one bag here. If you like sorting things like I do, this might be a way to break into that at just $4 as opposed to a larger $24 1 pound mix and follow the same kind of theme. So that's adorable. And I picked up one more variety, and my voice is starting to go, if you can hear that. This is the Oceanside mix, the 50 gram mix for $4 also. I will just pour out a little bit in my hand. This one, of course, has all kinds of different shades of blue and green and white, and the colors just are so much more vibrant when you take them out of the bag. But lots of great high quality Czech Glass beads, in addition to some of the Japanese glass seed beads that they have mixed in there too. Definitely worth it for $4 to get a variety of all different shapes in a similar color palette like that. All right, guys, well, it was an absolute blast for me to share all of these beautiful things with you guys. I highly recommend $beadbox.com and have for quite some time. It is a really fun subscription box. Can't wait to share that again. But I think one of my favorite features of their site is that you can go back and purchase so many different things like these for just $1 each, many of them, and kind of create your own assortment of things that you really want to work with. So don't forget, I do have the coupon code ORCHID2, which will save you $2 off your first purchase or subscription or membership. And I will leave that as well as the link to their site right down below. As a reminder, you do have to be a member or subscriber in order to shop on their site. But I do hope it was helpful for you guys to take a look at so many of the different things they have to offer. You can decide for yourself if that is right for you. If not, just enjoying seeing all of these beautiful things up close and getting inspired by all these colors and finishes and shapes. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you have a favorite item here that you saw today, or feel free to share your experience with $beadbox.com. Anything else you'd like to say, feel free to share down below. And just thank you so much for being with me today to share in this video. I really do appreciate you being here. And a huge thank you to $beadbox.com for giving me the opportunity to share all these different things with you. I hope you'll stick with me for much more to come, including hopefully some more finished pieces and tutorials inspired by some of these items. And until next time, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, happy beading. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. For more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of my latest videos. You can check out the information section below this video for links to all my social media handles, recommended products, and my shop and blog at orchidnopal.com. Thanks for watching.